Welcome to Keep What You Earn, your judgment and jargon-free zone for entrepreneurs of all levels. Get ready to learn how to scale your business, save money in taxes, and create a business that grows your wealth. If it feels like the financial side of business is like eating your vegetables, well then think of this podcast as the ranch dressing to make the process a little more enjoyable. My name is Shannon Weinstein. I'm a CPA and business owner on a mission to simplify money and empower others through knowledge. I hope this episode inspires you to take action, but remember that the information we share is for educational purposes only and is not individual tax advice. Now that we got that out of the way, let's start the show. So if I haven't shared with you yet, we had this amazing opportunity, and by we, I mean my company, to sponsor through Junior Achievement, which is an amazing organization. Side note, if you haven't listened to my episode with Jeremy Race, go back into the episodes. It was very recent, so you'll be able to scroll back and listen to that episode about Junior Achievement and what they're doing. But if you're not familiar with them, they are a financial literacy, financial education centered organization that help, anywhere from elementary school students to high school students learn more about money in a very approachable way. And you can see why I'm an advocate for this organization. But we actually sponsored a program. And by that, I mean, we proposed to donate and pledged, and then we donated enough to cover, get this, the entire program of Steps for Success for the local chapter. There are about, I want to say between 35 to 40 students signed up for this program, and it delivers them 5 or 6 weeks of financial education after school. And in an approachable way, we're talking about saving, investing, we're talking about credit, debt, budgeting, and how money works. And these kids, I've actually attended the sessions, and it's like the most amazing thing to sit back and hear these students learning from professionals, from educators, and ask questions. And they're saying things like, I want to start a business one day. I want to work for my dad's business one day. I want to be a scientist. I want to be this. I want to be that. And these kids are like young high school, high middle school age, 14, 15 years old. And it's just like breathtaking to me. These kids are learning so much and they are asking great questions. And I'm watching this happen in front of my own two eyes. And this is a full circle moment because if you know a bit about my story, my dad taught me about money when I was about 12 years old. But really, he taught me about money my whole life. But it really started to be relevant and direct when I was about 12 or 13 years old. He would propose to buy me Toys R Us stock instead of toys. And he would bring up things about money. He was a CPA, and he would bring up things about money that he knew and make them fun and light. And money was never a topic of stress. It was just math, science, social studies, money. That was just one of the things. And I didn't really have feelings about it. I just learned it. And I realized that became a superpower, and that became something that was really special that I got to experience when I was younger. And I sort of made it my mission especially once I started my business, to share that with you and to maybe be that person that my dad was for me. And no matter where you are in life, know that there is a voice that can share things in a way you understand and actually help you learn them and not just make themselves sound smarter. So this program that we're sponsoring, it's called Steps for Success. It's an amazing program, and there is sort of a personal finance angle to it, which is this program. And there's also an entrepreneurial angle. I cannot wait for that one. I bet you can tell. And I'm just excited to be a part of it. We're sponsoring it. So Keep What You Earn Co. is sponsoring this whole thing, meaning the kids who normally have to pay to be a part of this program do not have to pay for it. They go to local school districts, they go to local organizations, and they say, hey, we have this program. You can sign up for it. We have this many seats in the room, and it's completely free. And the reason it's free is because we were able to donate. And I'm telling you, if you are interested in this, look up your local Junior Achievement chapter. They are everywhere. They are even with us in Costa Rica. They are global. So check out their organization. We'll make sure that the show notes have some links in there for you. But here's what the kids are learning. And I'm just blown away by this. So the last couple of weeks, now we're in the middle of it right now as I'm recording this, but the last couple of weeks, they've been learning everything from relationships with money, and they're learning about trust, how to trust people with your money. I mean, let's talk about that for a second. Who the heck teaches how to trust people with money or relationships and how they affect money or how money affects relationships. They're using examples like you have a roommate who doesn't pay their rent, you have somebody who doesn't pay their way. How does it make you feel? Right. And they're having these conversations. And then they're bringing up budgeting, how to manage and how to measure what are you bringing in, what are you paying out, and how frequently, and maintaining a budget and knowing that, you're going to have to, if you spend here, you have to sacrifice over here, being able to manage money effectively and control the variables. Like if you must have these expenses, you're going to have to find a way to earn more income, and pulling those levers. And then this last week, we talked about saving and investing. And we talked about how if you have money to save or invest, what you could do with it. We covered everything from different retirement accounts, how they're used, to stocks versus bonds, to different types of bank accounts. And I'll be honest with you, these conversations that these kids are hearing, so let's say they're between 14 and 15 years old, there are plenty of people twice, even triple their age who don't know some of this stuff. And that's not a knock on them. It's a fact that, this information has never been as available as it is right now, between YouTube, between AI, between, the internet, everything, that these kids don't realize how grateful I would be if I had that, growing up and had that in a formal education program. I'm sure you feel the same. So this is a really cool thing. We're learning about saving and investing. And then I believe the next one is going to be around something similar. I think it's an extension of saving and investing, or how to plan. And this is just really good. Like credit and debt is next. I just looked at it, and how debt works, how credit cards work. I mean, come on. Like how student loans work. They're learning. And they're also weighing in the chat in Zoom. We're in a virtual format right now. And they're weighing in saying, I don't know if I want to take on student debt. I don't know if I'm going to make enough money. I don't know if I want to go to college. I'm really having this conversation with my parents right now. And we're also helping these kids navigate these conversations with parents saying, how do I bring up to my parents that I'm not sure I'm going to make enough money if I go to school for this? Or how do I bring up to my parents that I want to do trade school, or that I want to become a business owner? Or what are the first steps I take to do that? And they're even asking, what are the first steps to investing? What type of account do I need to open right now? They're eager to learn. And it really reinforces something that I've always kind of believed to be true, which is that people aren't opposed to learning. People aren't not numbers people. People aren't really, averse to these things. I just think that folks who say they're not numbers people, folks who say that they're not, familiar with this stuff, it's probably a function of, well, who taught you about it and when and how? Because in the format that they're using for this is very approachable, very, we'll say kid friendly. They're teenagers and they're understanding it. So I'm like, they're understanding it. So it might just be the teacher, not the material. None of these kids are saying this is boring. So I would encourage you, if you would like to get involved, number one, go check out the link in the show notes for Junior Achievement. But, this has been a huge impact for our organization, for me, and it's probably one of the most proud moments I've had as a business owner is watching this program and knowing that they're in the room partially because of something we did, which is an amazing feeling. But more importantly, that I get to be in the room to watch them learn, and I get to be in the room to be part of the conversation. And I'm looking forward to future events, hosting different things with them and facilitating. And I think that this is the best way to pay it forward. And one of the most exciting parts about what we're doing is we get to share this with them and make a true impact and legacy. So I will tell you, unlocking this level of participation in the community and sharing that is just a whole new level of entrepreneurship and appreciation for it that I really didn't have as much of until this time. Hiring my employees was definitely a huge step, but then this was just icing on the cake. And I think if you run a business and you have a mission and an ethos and you care about a cause like this, you should absolutely take a step forward in action and work to serve those communities. Don't just speak it, go do it. Don't just say you're a financial literacy advocate, show up and teach a class. Don't just say that you care about the homeless. Go and work in the soup kitchen, go and work in the shelters. Go with your team, make it a really important step toward the right direction for causes you care about and that you're connected to. If you serve military families, do something for the veterans organizations. This is really important because entrepreneurs, we're uniquely positioned to have the ability to do this, the motivation, the drive, and the pull to really enact good change. So I would encourage you, challenge yourself to think of a way that you can contribute beyond just the dollars. And the dollars are fine, but find a way that you can also leverage your superpowers and have others benefit from them as well. One of the things that holds people back from starting their business and going all in on it to grow it is this hesitation around setting it up properly or cleaning things up to make sure everything is legally and compliantly sound. Between setting up the actual business legally and knowing how to manage the money, there's a lot that can intimidate somebody and scare them into not starting. And that's why I bundled up my 5 best resources all together for brand new business owners or for anyone who's looking to clean things up. This is my 5-day mindset refresh because it always starts with mindset. And my business financial quick starter, which is my starter course for anyone looking to start a business with all the key elements you need to do in order. My tax deduction guide with hundreds of deductions you can take for your business today. My Money Pro matchmaker on how to find the right professional for you. And my cash flow forecasting mini course. This is the ultimate Swiss Army knife. It includes tools and templates, everything you need to get started on your business successfully or clean things up if you feel like you've fallen behind. Grab your copy right now. The Small Business Starter Kit is yours for free using the link in the show notes. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a rating and review on your podcast platform. This small action goes a long way for podcasters to get our message heard by more business owners just like you. Be sure to check out the show notes for links to information about our guests and ways to get in touch with me. We'll see you on the next episode.